welcome back once again to my little corner of cyberspace. As always, I'm Carl, owner and chief rambler of Targets with Attitude, and I welcome you back to one of my demented rambles. Today we're going to be taking a look at another knife, of course, and what else? But instead of doing an EDC type pocket knife, well, recently I did a thread on our Facebook page about hunting knives and skinning knives. And I was very pleasantly surprised by how active it became and how many people decided to start talking on it. It was very pleasing. So today I thought I'd take a look at the knife I've been using as a skinning knife for the past 3 hunting seasons. It's a classic from Cold Steel. It's the Cold Steel Roach Belly. Very classic design. Matter of fact, you can find knives almost identical to this, dating back all the way to the 17th century, even into parts of the 16th. Very simple design, was very cheap, easy to make, but it's got a huge belly on it. It's got a beautiful tip. This one is fairly comfortable in the hand. The handle is polypropylene, which means it'll stand up just about anything you can throw at it. You don't have to worry about any type of weather destroying the handle. As you can see on this side, they've got a picture of a black powder rifle and powder horn. That's because they are making this supposedly as a nod to the black powder community, because it is such a classic design. Steel is 4116 tool steel from Germany. Actually, I think the plant may be located in China by now, but it's still a German company making it. I have heard some people talk about 4116 steel and saying it's not really good for knives because carbon content is so low, only about 0.5%. But it's got a high enough concentration of manganese and some other elements to make up for the carbon that it really does harden up to a decent degree. It has been used for kitchen knives and surgical instruments, including scalpels, for years. So that surgical scalpels have to have a tremendously sharp edge. That gives you an idea of what it can take. And it is tool steel, so you can beat on it all day without any problems. Don't know if you can see it, but I mean, yeah, it's shaving the hair off my forearm just beautifully. Keep in mind, I've been using this for 3 years now. I have touched it up once, but as you can see, there is some damage to the tip there. More of staining than anything, but not anything major. The new knives come in a molded sheath, which is quite a bit more difficult to get the knife out of than these old ones. But I mean, even these old sheaths, if you find one that's still in a store after 3 years, that took quite a bit to get that to come out. I didn't even really put it in there very hard. If I really knock it in, it ain't coming out. So let's see how it does. Let's start with our standard battery test. Paper. Yeah, that's doing wonderful. Of course, it's a hollow ground blade, in case I didn't mention it. That helps. So definitely can't complain about that. Let's see here. Cardboard. Where is wait a minute. I'm using this as a hunting knife and skinning knife. Somehow, seeing how well it handles corrugated cardboard just doesn't seem like that'd be a fair test for a skinning knife. But what can we do? I know!
So, what better way to test a skinning knife than to cut up a whole tenderloin? Admittedly, we aren't going to get too much of going through the hide with this, but we got opening of the package, which it's done quite nicely. Go ahead and get rid of this here before I make a bloody mess all over my kitchen. Now, if I was doing this at a grocery store, I'd leave this little part right here attached. But since I'm doing it at home, that makes a nice little roast. That made pretty fast work of that, didn't it? Now we've got this little silver skin right here, which no one really wants to eat. It's sort of like getting violin strings in between your teeth when you try chewing through that. I'm taking that off nice and quick and easy. Take this little bit of fat right here on off. Admittedly, this isn't quite like skinning a deer. That's doing a pretty good job and doing a fast work of it, isn't it? When it comes time to actually cutting the steaks off your deer, I don't know if I can cut this into nice steaks. My God, already down to the tail. No point in cutting that up any thinner. So I've got tail. I've got this, perfect for a chatelaine. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steaks, all cut from a whole tenderloin by Roach Belly. As fast and as neat as you could ask. So if it can go through this and do that fast and nice job of that, I think I was going to go on a deer, or a rabbit, or a squirrel, or anything else you might happen to be hunting. Pretty good all in all, I'd say. But on to the next bit.
So, we've seen how well this thing can do taking apart a whole tenderloin. Did quite nicely. But, going to be using it as a skinning knife, we have to be able to go through the animal skin. And that can be a problem. Because, what if it's not quite hunting season yet? I don't have any animals to skin. But, what I do have is finished making an 11-inch Texas toothpick. And of course, once you've made the knife, you've got to make a sheath for it. Of course, I could use, come on here, you, piece of Kydex. Be kind of strange to be using orange Kydex, but it would work. But it's a Texas toothpick. What's more traditional for Texas toothpick than good heavy cowhide? 8-ounce cowhide to be exact. So, and what better way to test a skinning knife than to see how well it cuts leather? So let's see here. I need that much. Let's put the knife there. Plus maybe this much more for completeness sake. So we want to cut it there. So let's see. Made a nice start. Cut through that leather like it wasn't even there. Let me try and shave down the edge a little bit so that it joins nicely. And it's doing that beautifully. Quite well. Beautiful. So there you have it. Cold steel Roach Belly. Wonderful knife. I've used it for skinning knife for 3 or 4 seasons now. And you can see why. Took that whole tenderloin apart, cut through that leather without any trouble whatsoever. It may not be your idea of the perfect skinning knife, but it sure meets my requirements. And a great price. I mean, just under 20 bucks is suggested retail price. So, how can you beat it? I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, even if this is an old knife. As always, I got a link down here in the description telling you how to find it if you're looking for one for yourself. And I wish you luck. I hope you have a great time out hunting this season. And remember, if you're going to do something, no matter how small or how major, even if it's just sitting in a tree stand waiting for the deer to show, remember, do it with attitude. See you now. Bye.